stuff. On the way down to the bus station, I'll copy. Every vlogger's addiction. Don't wait for the bus. Yeah, there's only one bus to Welsbourne Market. You would have thought that being a really popular market, because when I was on the net, what was it, last year, I looked on because my dad would have wanted to send something back because it was faulty. You can't do it at Welsbourne Market, actually you can send something back if it's faulty because there's an office there. It's been going for about 20 years now at Welsbourne, because I used to go to Fudge Market quite a lot, where there used to be a decent record store there, but it's like Fudge Market now has a car boot Saturday morning, and I haven't been there much because I don't work on Saturday, but we have to go there at some point. On the bus, better than I thought. Actually, it's 10:20, sort of I thought it was like 10:55, but out to Banbury. There's going to be people up on the way. Yeah. Just realised if we go this way midpoint, I know you probably hear my voice over the bus, there's no signal. I'm on free, so just got no service, go for the Fudge at the moment to Welsbourne, gradually. As you probably gathered, it's actually raining. Got umbrellas, we got our fleece on, but no hat. That's actually true, no hat. I've stopped because he's just checking something in the back. I'm not going to do much of the trip. It's in Welsbourne. I might do Welsbourne Market unless it gets busy. I don't know whether. Because I don't want to drain our battery too much on this phone. I just realised no, because I've attached it to like multiple messages and I shouldn't really. I've got to find the way to get off the app. After that wet bus ride, we are here. I'm still next to the car and get run over. I'm not going to do too much vlogging in here because I'm waiting till I get my vinyl, because just in case there's a battery drain. So yeah. Wow, that's stuck on this camera. Yeah, Welsbourne Market, have a look around, and we went around pretty quick this time. Yeah, just to let people know that the bus from Stratford, Banbury to Stratford is 7:50 now. It was 6:50 last year. We are. Welsbourne Market is right next to an airfield. There are little planes going off. We just missed one actually. Yeah, it just feels a bit smaller than the market. Last time we were like going around a lot more stalls. I don't know why, but got a few things. Got some bags and some coffee. I've run out of coffee at home. It's been great. Yeah. Look. Oh look. Yeah, back home. There was going to be more footage at Welsbourne Market, but my battery ran out. That's the last bit with the plane going off, or trying to catch a plane going on the air. I didn't realise the airstrip was next door to the market. I thought the market was on the airstrip, but it's actually not. It's only small planes. But this is what we got. Got some buns. Oh, we got that afterwards. Got some more wrap. That's always, you always need wrap. And got these very nice fudge. I think one's mint aero, one's not brandy, Bailey's. So we got a few things, not tomatoes. What he makes is like about that long of fudge with different flavours, aeros and stuff, mint aero or Bailey's and different types. Vanilla's gorgeous, and he does everything in pint glasses, which is quite cool. Looks like beer, but that's what it is. Find this fudge. got me a card. I was looking at it and thought, I want a card. And I wasn't going to show off originally, thought, why not? I was going to vlog this, but I couldn't. When you go to Welsbourne, obviously a lot of people got a car, but I haven't got a car. And I take the bus. Now, I don't normally take the bus to places because I'm in town and shops are near. If you want to go to a market, Welsbourne's about 11 miles away. I think it's 11 miles. Not that far from Stratford, actually. Stratford's about 5 minutes from the market. Now, normally the bus is roughly between, like, what was it? This time is 10:20, and you get there about an hour, which is fine, goes through villages. This is what it cost this time, because it cost about £6.50 last year, so £1 going up, fair enough. That's Johnson Company that run the buses. It's not Midland Red, whoever I can't remember. Stagecoach, sorry, does it now. Last time, no problem. This is about a year ago we went because buses took a far few between going to Welsbourne. The first time was like, an hour to midday. Then went to the market for about an hour and a bit and caught the bus at 2:15. Fair enough. This time, however, there was no bus going back. I thought, well, because I checked online, you can actually download the PDF timetable, which is pretty cool. I found that out through Google. When I looked on the timetable on the post as well, and asked the driver which is the best thing to do, and he's a kind of foreign accent, I don't know where he's from. He said, because he had trouble on the way with the back plate where the hides the motor to get it pushed down. It wasn't a big issue. It's past 3, never turned up, and I was waiting in the pouring rain and the heat for 2 hours, and I thought to myself, it's getting near about 4 o'clock. Or 3:45 or something. I thought, he ain't going to turn up, no one's going to turn up. There's a lot of buses, which is the circular from Coventry and Leamington, which is the double-decker bus, was it X15 or X18? They turned up a lot, but it's not the one we wanted. Of course, I doubt if this would be invalid either. So I am quite pissed off, to be quite an understatement, to be honest. So I'm going to complain. 4 hours after the last clip you saw. Thanks to Clarice, I think that's how I pronounce her name. I apologise for that, she'll probably see this, so I'll just give the link to show her. I have put on my Facebook about vinyl, if anybody's got any to get rid of, or if they're about to chuck it or something. And I got a box from her. She actually lives locally, but she's about to move. It's a house share or something, apparently. She's cleaning out, and she gave me a little box of vinyl. I thought, oh cool, so here we go. Paul Simon. This is the album with The Obvious Child on it. Was it The Obvious Child as a single? I can't remember. I think it was The Obvious Child. And it's gatefold. I have no idea what this is actually. It might be classical music, someone have to tell me. I haven't played it a lot. I haven't played any of this at all. Apart from stuff I've known from before, and I've had some of my collection before. Well, it's Simply Red actually. No longer there's a band, which is quite disappointing. The Greatest Hits of Birds, Greatest Hits are the Birds, Volume 2. So the cover's rough on some of these, but I think the records are fine. I'll look very quickly. Yeah, that's got it in the sleeve. I like these in the sleeves with or sometimes the older 60s ones and 70s albums have got foiling. Heart. I think this is their first album, I believe, 1976. That's the thing on Arista Records. So there you go. I'm not a big fan of the Bee Gees. But I like You Win Again, which was on a compilation Hit 7, which were now around. This is 1987 on Warner Bros. Eric Clapton, August, History by America. And The Horse with No Name is my favourite. Genesis, I should say. Invisible Touch. The one track I like, and I've always liked instrumentals specifically. The Brazilians are really good on instrumental. Ultravox. Greatest Hits and Get Cold. Simon Garfunkel's Greatest Hits. You see it around a lot, but Santana. Yes. I kind of want this Black Magic Woman is on there. Fantastic. Fleetwood Mac. That's better. Yeah. I wasn't surprised just about the number of albums are in here. I said the albums are in good condition. I have to get PV sleeves for these because, I don't like. One thing I can't stand, and I've seen it many times even when I'm in my shop, is people taping the inside of the sleeves. It just makes me cringe. It's basically the equivalent of somebody putting their things on a chalkboard. It's like, oh, do that. Don't put tape on the outside, put it on the inside so it fixes it. If you put tape on the inside, it keeps it clear. If you put tape on the outside of albums, it's like, oh, don't do that. Right, Palmer, classic album of his. Supertramp. I've only seen Aqualung about. I've never seen this before actually. I don't know, rare, it's probably not rare at all. On Chrysalis from 1976. For the Tillerman, Cat Stevens, probably one of the most famous albums with father and son. Now I thought this is the rock band Foreigner, but it turns out in very defined letters, but very quite invisible. Cat Stevens and Foreigner. Oh, off this double album. Sleeve. Oh, okay. What's that then? Oh, I like surprises. Oh, okay. Very, very hard. It's got lyrics, but that's the first time I've seen an album, a very hard like card with lyrics. That's weird. That's what I thought. Okay. That's got lyrics on it. Oops. Get the right way around and help. That's strange. Interesting. Yeah, I said that's in trouble. Yeah, as I said, it's going a bit on some of these. Jump! Go ahead and jump! Sounds like an old bloke. Van Halen. Actually, it's the wrong way around. Pardon me. No, sorry. I really hate that one with albums where you have the lyrics or title line. It's just where it is on the sleeve. That there and titles and that on that time to count. This is got a very knackered sleeve actually. Where's it gone? Oh, okay. Cat Stevens and numbers. You can see very. I'll have to try and fix that if it's possible. No tape on the outside. Cat Stevens again. Oh yes, there's a few. And Van Halen. And is this Jump? I don't think it is it? No, I got that totally wrong. It's actually here. Look at that. No, not Jump. I think the album's called Jump. It was on. I think it was the one. I can't remember which band Van Halen come from originally. Yes, I wasn't a big fan either. Going for the One. This is always one of the confused elements. I thought it was more than one vinyl in it because of the album sleeve. Look at that. Peter Gabriel, the modern Peter Gabriel, and so with Sledgehammer. This is actually the album that come off. Donovan, yes, again a bit of a worn sleeve, but it's not easy to fix stuff like this. Oh, pardon me. There you go. A compilation I can't really kept because of the tracks. You got Patty the Bow, Double, Die Straight. Sometimes I like compilations. Some compilations have been low recorded, so when you play them they're quiet. The Monkeys. Thick vinyl. I'm not quite sure if this is 180 gram vinyl. Harley's I used to have the greatest hits, but I've got it back now. I'm not quite sure what this is. Jethro Tull, a minstrel in the gallery. So I know I'm not exactly holding it right. But, yeah, classical music prevailed in 4 seasons. Holly Sing Dylan. Look at that. One of the most famous albums of all time. Yeah. The reason I kept this because of the compilation. What was on it? An hour of hits. So you got the Marcells, you got Lonnie Donegan and the Kinks. So 10cc. Fragile by Yes. Dire Straits, Brothers in Arms, one of the most famous albums ever created. No Jacket Required by Phil Collins, and it's got the studio on here. And One More Night, Vangelis. Now this is the same guy who did the Blade Runner soundtrack originally. Heaven and Hell, this album. So obviously Vangelis. It says And Then There Were Three. I think so. I've never had an album by these guys at all. Living's fine, but I'm going to give it a bash. There you go. Another one more, Genesis, Duke. Beethoven's Symphony 5th in C minor and more. It's going to be better. That's all I think of the singles of that. There you go, another one on Genesis. I can never remember. Abacab. There you go. Now, This is quite funny. When I open this, I thought, oh, got it. But that, a bit of a joke here. That, but there are no records in it. I thought, it's a bookless, isn't it? I used to have this. I thought, great, but no vinyl in it. Unfortunately, I do have 7-inch singles, but I'm not trying to collect 7-inch singles really. But now the finale. Oh yes, I couldn't believe I picked this out of the box. Yes, got it back. Oh yes, fantastic album. It's really a lot of disco in it, but I love the opening. Turn their plans against us. Doom. I just love that drop. So if anybody hasn't got this is the original vinyl. In my opinion, the gold specimen in the entire box. Unbelievable. I picked that out. I thought, yes! I couldn't believe I got that. Fantastic stuff. That is all the vinyl I had. Thanks to Clarice. I keep forgetting. I think it's Clarice. She'll probably lie to me. I'll give her a link to this blog when it's up so she can see what I've done. No. Yeah. Just woken up. Got a coffee and yogurt earlier. No car boots, I'm still in bed. We are gluttons for punishment, and after the stranded episode yesterday, there's a place called Salt Lane. Well, it's not a place, it's actually a walking area. A lot of people may know it in Banbury. It runs along past back of the fields, well, through Bollycut really. Running along it when I was younger, but I never really paid attention. Back of like Blessed BGN school, right at the back of the playing fields, as it runs along across there. Here is the route, well, part of it. Yeah, I'm having a bit of a walk, and I was going to film about 5 minutes ago. My phone just started to react like he doesn't want to know. Oxford Road, so we're on our way up to Bollycut on the Salt Walk. Yeah, been along there. Yeah, a lot of traffic. I don't know what the traffic is unless there's an accident somewhere, but we carry on. That looks like I packed up the car boot from earlier. Yeah, my parents not come up this morning. Hello! Just back across the road and we bumped into Carl and Becky on the car. I must have just come out the car boot. I thought, who's that popping me? Over there is the beginning of Saltway Lane. We're going to go into Bollycut all the other way because I didn't realise the lane actually entrances along there. So that's the sign. So we're going to start going down here. I know it goes past the schools like BGN and Banbury School all the way down because they use it. Because Carl just said the same thing as me. He used to run along it for like circuits at school. We'll see how far we get before we run out of breath and heat. I am guessing that is the cricket club. We're behind. Yeah, walking down, very nice and tranquil, a bit like going down the canal actually. But another exit, don't I? So many. There's still no cows yet. Really quiet. No traffic about, no machinery. It's another exit. This is actually in terms of state. I never knew they existed. It's weird what you don't see. It's just really strange. And here we have another, well, not exit, but I thought we'd just gone to a fork in the road, as I say. But yeah, another walkway. So there's more than one walkway. Don't know where they go. I think that way goes beyond the schools. Stop for a bit of water? No, I'm not sponsored by Evan, before anybody asks. But there's one thing I just found. A bench. And what I believe is a school. I couldn't remember. I think. I don't know where this is, but I've got a fight going on. Into the darkness. No, joking. A bit more greenery around. Very nice walk this. Very quiet. There's a bit like they're going along the canal a bit already. The walking space. This is like walking in a city jungle. This is. You never know what you're gonna find. Pathways, people leading up to other stuff. I've got no idea where it leads at all. People obviously make pathways. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, okay. I know where it is. I'm gonna see where this takes us. Of houses emerge. A big field. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, and this goes all the way down there, I see. Yeah, this is actually a middle lane. Oh, cool. It's middle lane to the houses. We continue. Have a nice path, a few cyclists past us and the people walking the dogs, very nice and quiet, off the beaten path. Oh, and we come to an exit, I see. So, where does this come out then? It's Easington Road. So, okay. Oh, okay, comes out here then. No. What's here? This is Bloxham Road. So we just come from there, just cross the road, we continue into the zone we don't know, basically. No, you're not going to Stratford, that would be very interesting. Right, a bit of history time since I'm walking around with a camera. This is called Saltway, and the reason why it's called Saltway, you might get this on Wikipedia, because I had to, because I've heard rumours, and this is like lane goes beyond the schools we went past, because it was a traditional trading route. As far as I'm aware, it's been here for quite a while, about a few centuries, I think about 500, 600 years, if I remember correctly. This actually is, we just come from Bodycut, and it walked all the way down the side of the houses, Saltway, ended up on the Eastern Road, which is on the Bloxham Road, which is basically about a mile from the Banbury Cross, not far at all. Wow. I actually didn't expect this. Depends how windy the path is. But I thought I was going to expect houses. That must be further that way. Very nice. Woohoo! The wonders of Google Maps. Apparently this ends at Broughton Road. Well, yeah. Where are we going? Yeah, so that way to Broughton Road. Okay, I wasn't sure. So yeah. A lot of exits off here to fields. Obviously farmers' fields, and there's bridle exits here. So you can get a good idea. So there you go. This more forestry bit, as I call it. It's getting quite dense now. Obviously it's not as much as used. It's quite funny because like other part when we first started, it's quite more open. This is quite more overgrown, so people must be coming from the fields or something. We were going to take another route, but the route off Google goes in circular and it goes down Bloxham Road. And there was a lake I wanted to check out, but it's like too rough, you know, going along the road and there's like all the cars and stuff. You don't get hit by anybody, do you? So yeah, I decided to take this route because Saltway goes kind of straight. It doesn't keep bending around. Well, it depends on the path, but it goes like in a straight direction. So yeah, we'll keep going. See cars? Yeah, we're back to civilization. Yeah, it's quite funny really. It really does feel like a canal walk, apart from there's no canal. Just like really funny, like we're into the wines and stuff, ends up being a Broughton Road. I thought it would be nearer the South Pick, which is actually on the same street, but same road. But yeah, we are quite down far. Lovely. Seconds after I get that trapped feeling of being, shit, where are we? Yeah, path. So, this looks like it's maintained. I don't know yet. I'm assuming this is part of Giant's Caves. It's further up, or that's further down. Coming up, Giant's Caves is down this road. Keep going to say street. So yeah. So this is actually quite maintained by the looks of it. Quite surprised. Turn over the star looks like it's at the theme park. So yeah, so cool. So you keep walking. It's quite funny. A part of the other bit is on the grove, and this is not on the grove. Banbury is actually surrounded by a load of fields. Basically Banbury's a market town. This is not far from Giant's Caves, I shouldn't imagine. And the Rotary Club had a tent up there. That was quite funny. So we've gone in the direction of the Broughton Road. So see what it takes us. By the gates. This is actually the most we've been out in a while. We went out last weekend, and yeah, so we've been out a lot better than it was yesterday. That's for sure. And I suspected, the path we've just been over leads to Giant's Caves. There you go, Giant's Caves.
You are here.
Yeah. It's a sign. So yeah, we're going to go along the side of the road now. There is obviously a path here because there's no right of way on the field. And by the looks of it, there's a brook there, or some kind of, used to be a brook many years ago, or centuries ago, whatever. You want strawberries? Give me strawberries. You see? Strawberries. I don't know about that big, you know, someone wants it, look at that. And this is where they are. Yes, that is correct. It's where they do their car boots every other week, South Pick. Well, if you want to come to England in the summer, I want to go to a car boot, this is where it is. So, we've basically just been running the back of those fields. So, roughly where that line of trees are up there, that's where we just come from. I just showed you where that tree line is. We just come from there because when you're looking to the right where you're walking, there's only fields. So there's loads of fields behind there. So we walked all the way all around the back. So look at all the back of those. So yeah, I think I'm catching some as well. And even though this camera films from a distance and I can't zoom in, cows last week, see horses this week. Flat, we're walking down Broughton Road into town now. It's a Sunday afternoon, this is kind of a cut-off point. I'm going to start doing these vlogs like Friday evening to Sunday, depends how fast I wake up in the morning. Many thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with the road. Onward home.